So here we are. I have been slowly working across the south of Ireland, and what actually happened was I didn't quite. I'd hoped to have done Cork on this expedition. I did one trip here, another trip here, and I got all that done on another trip. But I had naively thought I would have got the whole thing done in those four. Was it four? Anyway, I hadn't done Cork Harbour, so I had to come back to that. I think in the meantime, through the winter months and everything, I started to work my way around Donegal because it's closer to home, and so this is sort of a little bit out of the time scale. I actually, but I'm going to talk about it now just to finish the south of Ireland. So this was around I think it was around June. It was around June 2024 whenever I came down to finish off this part. So here is Cork there. I'm way up here in the very top. Um, so that was the trip down to Cork. And yeah, it was June. And here I'm fingers crossed we're going to get some nice weather because you absolutely never know. And it did look perfect. Here I am. We are actually in front of the RNLI lifeboat house at Crosshaven. I picked Crosshaven because it just looked like this would be a good location for me to venture along from along the coast. And this was, I think we just arrived and I was just having a little look. This is where I'd be launching from basically, and it's right outside our house, or well, the apartment that I rented is just above a pub. So we're down checking it all out. Lovely marina. This is June time. And yeah, this is looks like low tide. It's a strange looking bird up here. Look like it's quite an old, it'd been around a while. It was keep an eye on us, but beautiful surroundings as you can see across the water. It just all looks really gorgeous. And these fishing boats, you could hear them every morning getting themselves all ready to head out to sea. So it was go back and forwards across here, but you get the picture. It's really lovely. And there's that bird. I'm not too sure what that is, but it I think it's just we just kept looking at it going, it's got one leg. And it sat there looking at us, probably wondering about us. And then and this is the little town of Crosshaven back here. So I had the map out Google Earth and trying to figure out all the routes I could possibly do. But I thought this would probably be the best one to start with. So this is coming from this is Cove, and Crosshaven is right here. And I was just gonna nip out here. It was actually a great location. I was able to come out through here, and then the plan was to get round to Kinsale just to feel it out, 15 miles, just to test her, just to test the water, see what it was like. Old head of Kinsale's where I was kind of hoping to finish up at around here. And I also looked at Sandy Cove. I think this is what I was planning on in the end. So, and I'm in Crosshaven, if you can see out. You see, this is Crosshaven. This is where the entrance of Cork Harbour is back here. And I did see some big cruise ships coming in and out yesterday. So anyway, today I'm not crossing, and today I'm just going to paddle out and round towards Kinsale. So I think it's probably about 20 miles to round to Kinsale. So hoping it's nice out there. It's very sheltered inside, so you don't really know till you get out around that corner. Roche's Point. I'll see what the conditions are like, but should be about 4 hours or so to Kinsale. So fingers crossed. Bye. So that's me heading off. And yes, when I arrived the night before and looked out the window, I saw this monster of a cruise ship just sliding out, literally right across where I was planning to paddle, which was a little nerve-wracking. It was foggy though too. I didn't take a picture of it. So here I am out setting off. This is the mouth of Cork Harbour. Beautiful, isn't it? So yeah, there was some interesting sort of concrete work going on not well, not going on, look like I've been there for a long time, on the side of the entrance here of Cork Harbour, and I did wonder what that was, but like these sort of old walls that are around here, and I found out all about it actually later on. This is it, and I was like, what is all that? This is the side of coming round Cork, front of Cork Harbour. But I found out all about it at the end. What's this? Here I am. This is me coming out of Cork Harbour. So Crosshaven is just around the corner here, so I don't have to cross any shipping lanes, but just good just to check out the shipping lanes. I'll have to do that tomorrow. Anyway, I did see a big cruise ship coming out of here, so I know it's quite a busy shipping lane, but so far so good. Anyway, it's a lovely morning. This is the entrance of Cork Harbour. And it was lovely and quiet. I don't think I saw one fishing boat when I was heading out at that time, or any kind of boat. And fishing boats I don't mind. It's liners, cruise ships, ferries. Um, but yeah, no, it looked really nice and smooth. And I'm just hugging around the side. I'm not crossing any shipping lanes or anything on this. I always like looking out at these houses just on the water. That one down there in the bottom. Oh, look lovely. There's somebody out walking a dog. And as you can see, it's lovely weather as well. I lucked out. Look how shimmery and calm and flat it is. You can see just out there in the distance the shipping lanes, the markers. This is me still heading out. And then I'm just at the mouth now. You can really see on round now towards Kinsale, and there's that marker. There's the shipping lane here. So I'm obviously keeping well away of that at the moment, but I will have to cross it at some point. This old rock here has been probably getting a battering, I'd imagine, through the storms. As we coy up there in the top. Bit more swell coming through now, like I'm out in the sea, right on the south of Ireland now. But it wasn't too bad. And cliffs, caves and things. If you're into caving, I'm sure it'd be quite interesting. Rocks, interesting rock formation. There I am, just slowly making my way along the coast, some more caves. And there you can see right through there, islands. It is very peaceful, just in hear the seagulls. And this is probably me sending a message back to Richard so he knows where I am, because they're going to be driving down towards Kinsale to pick me up. And the wind was to pick up that day, so I think that's why in the end I thought it would be best to sort of duck in here. So here I am crossing into Sandy Cove. This is gorgeous. Had to negotiate a couple of sailing boats coming in. Because they dart across from side to side, you're sort of like sitting waiting, going, where are they going to go next? So I kind of waited it out till they'd finished maneuvering, but they're very skillful too. This is me coming into Sandy Cove. There's a lot of birds on that island. And this is Richard taking some photos of me coming in. So they're playing around in the water. It looks like it's a lovely day. I'm paddling in over here, and they're enjoying the sea. Still clear. Yeah, they're planning a swim. There's quite a few swimmers out. There's a weekly, or I'm not sure how often they do it. It sounds like they should probably do it quite regularly around this island, and the swimmers were just heading out to do that. But it was lovely. It was really hot. And then once I got in, we went for a little drive around and had a look over towards Garrettstown Beach because we'd stopped there before on another trip and it looked lovely. It was quite breezy as the wind had picked up at this point. It was quite breezy over here and met the people in the life lifeguard hut. Chat with them. Gary Lucas Beach, that one was called. And then we were driving into Kinsale and we saw this is a huge big ship here, which I've forgotten the name of it, but it's let's see.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. So this is coming into Kinsale.
That's the fire there.
Kinsale Harbour, a lot of activity. Irish radio. Okay, and so then the next part was to cross the Cove. So this was the time. I'm going to go the other direction. And this is sort of looking at the route. I really needed to get down to around here. Ardmore is where I'd finished from my Dungarvan trip. And I'm trying to figure out, is it doable in one day or am I going to have to break it into a couple of journeys? In the end, I thought, let's just break it into a couple of journeys. Like 15 miles is fairly enjoyable. You're looking at about a 3 hour paddle, which isn't too bad. You know, the 20-mile ones, when you're starting looking at 4 and 5 hours, it can just be quite brutal. So 15 miles, definitely quite doable and pleasant, depending on the weather conditions. So paddling out of here and crossing Cove Harbour and then heading down the coast here towards Ballycotton. That's the plan for them to meet me there. Oh, this is me doing my yoga. I've got my doing my online yoga. This is the view from my bedroom, just out looking over the water here. So this is the view over the harbour right now. And it's beautiful. As you see, this was probably the night before I was heading out. Jack, I'm just finishing this video. I'm talking something. So this is Cove Harbour. And here you go. Yes. This is what my gear looks like, all the paddleboard. I have to find accommodation where I can bring the board in and all my gear. This is just kind of constantly sussing out the journey, looking out in the distance here to see what the crossings are like for the boats. Crosshaven Harbour where we're staying in this lovely wee town. Here I am. So I've been watching the weather all day from my balcony. This is Crosshaven. And today I really want to go to Ballycotton, which is not that far. It's about 15 miles maybe, but have to cross Cork Harbour. So I've been a bit worried about that, although it looks pretty doable. I can clearly see the lanes for the boats, which is the important bit. But it's just been foggy. And I called the Coast Guard and they said, yes, it's mist and fog and sunny spells, but I don't really fancy it. I certainly don't fancy crossing shipping lanes in the fog. So it's hard to know sometimes. Like you can see quite clearly close by, but not too far ahead. So it's just hard to know what that's like when you're out in the sea. But rather be safe than sorry. Having a nice trip down here in the south and not a disastrous trip down here in the south. So anyway, calling it a day for today. Hopefully we'll see it, check in again tomorrow morning. Just with the fog will clear, it'll be great. So disappointing. I didn't get to the Ballycotton because I mean it looks clear in the harbour, but out in the distance there, it's really foggy. And I don't know what's that going to be like further out. If I'm paddling along, will it be clear or will it be foggy? And it's just too dangerous to be going out and getting lost in fog. So I called the Coast Guard, like I said, and they just agreed with me that it was low fog, but they weren't too optimistic. It did sound like it might hang around. And there you can see a cruise liner coming through. So you don't want to be out in the fog with one of these ships coming along. Look at the size of it. So
I just had to go and see that, like, this cool looking glass, and oh, geez, and the way it was done. There's not a lights.
So I end up talking to a fisherman down here. He was out every day in his fishing boat, and I went and spoke to him about it, and he said he was out that day and he said you couldn't see anything. So I was really glad I didn't go. He said it was really foggy, and he said the best thing to do is to go up on the top of the hill and have a look down. That's what he does in the morning. I think he lives in the top of the hill. So he says if you go up above the harbour and look down, you can actually sort of see above the fog and you can see how bad it is. So I'm glad I decided not to go. But yeah, it's a nice land. Chatting away.
Right, and it's like, you go around this.
Little chat. Very interesting. You know, he fishes all year round through the winter months. He says he can get the lobsters, sell the lobsters for more in the winter. I'd say it'd be cold out there, might you? And you know, in between storms. So change of plans. So decided we would just explore a little bit further down along where we're staying. We went for a nice walk. And look at the beautiful nature. It was June, so all the flowers are in bloom. Look, it's beautiful. And looking at where the boats, lovely place. Imagine it'd be a lovely place to live. There's the Coast Guard stations right down there too. And this is where the Royal Cork Yacht Club is. A lot of people out in their boats, a lot of people sailing. And so here we go. Let's try this again. So here we go. Fog looks like it's cleared. So I'm heading off this morning. Wish me luck, it doesn't come back. I've got heading to Ballycotton, crossing the shipping lanes today as well today. So it's quite a big journey. Anyway, shipping lanes, Cork Harbour, and then Ballycotton. So see you at the end. Bye. So here we go. Heading out. There's Richard taking a photo of me from the house, probably. I am paddling out, heading off, quite worried about what to expect here. Just a quick video. I've just crossed Cork Harbour. Over here, thankfully, no boats around. I'm not going to hang around. I'm at the other side. Roach's Point is along here. So really glad to get that done because that was a little nerve-wracking. Thankfully, take another harbour crossing done. Yay! Cork Harbour, thank you. Wasn't too stressful so far. Sweating it. I must have just literally paddled as fast as I could to get across there. And then once I got to the other side, across the shipping lanes. Just crossed Cork Harbour behind me. That's the mouth of the harbour here. Roach's Point. We go onto Ballycotton. So Roach's Point, passing there. So here we are at Roach's Point. And out here, final markers of Cork Harbour. Right at the mouth of the harbour, Roach's Point, lighthouse there, and it's quite slow getting out. You know, you do get a lot of currents and eddies, you know, around those sort of outlets coming in and out of bays and things like that. And this is probably me sending a message to Richard, like where I am. This was quite interesting. You know what? I don't think I took pictures of it, but I saw these rocks in the sea coming up towards in front of me. And I did sort of think, what is that? Is it a whale? I had this thing, is it a whale? I wasn't sure what it was, and I kept looking for ages. It was almost like a mother whale with a couple, maybe there was looked like three, might have been a small one at the end. I was staring at it for ages and I was a bit nervous, but I kept paddling on, paddling on, paddling on. And then when I got close to it, I realized it was rocks. But when I saw this, I thought, oops, somebody's hit those rocks, because it was literally that I'm not sure if it's an oil liner, tanker, whatever it was just like washed up in the rocks just past those rocks. So I'd imagine if it had been dark at night, or if there'd been a bit of swell or whatever waves, they might not have seen them and just gone into them. It's kind of close. So that's where they're off to, Ballymaloe, to meet me. And this is me coming into Ballycotton. So I'll be island here. This is where the lighthouse is. There I am coming in. Here I am coming around the lighthouse and paddling in. And that was quite a pleasant paddle, I have to say. Look at that. Sea's lovely and calm, flat. Here I am coming into Ballycotton Harbour. Richard and Jack watching out for me. So they're great. They just come along and catch me up. And then we ended up just going for a nice walk. Spoke to this fisherman about the area and see if I can gather some more local knowledge. It's quite interesting. And these are the birds. You see a lot of birds out in the water. And then they sort of asked for a little walk around the area, because there's a sort of a Ballycotton, there's like a cliff walk here. Beautiful flowers. There's that. I think we went and saw it from another angle. This ship that had been washed up, they must have just left it there. It was all rusted. So it's walking along the path. There's me and Jack. Ballycotton lifeboat. Yes, they talked about this Mary Sanford lifeboat. It's like a fairly famous rescue. I wonder if that's the rocks out there in the sea, right behind the ones I saw. Anyway, the Mary Sanford Ornelai boat. And this is Ballymaloe shop. And this is exploring. I don't think I'd ever been before. So here we are, arriving, having a little explore, look, admiring their pool. And beautiful interiors. So lovely, lovely painting, roses outside. And then we got back to ours and the sun was setting. And it was a lovely day, a lovely evening. Here I am, gathered up a few roses, doing my yoga meditation. I was doing my rose meditations. There's the sun setting. And yeah, so that was the route done. But I still hadn't got as far as I wanted to get to Ardmore. So this was the next plan, which was Ballycotton round, actually, that's Ardmore here. So Ballycotton to Ardmore is what I wanted to do the next day. And I think this was the last chance with the weather before it's going to change. So here I am down at, I decided to go to Youghal, which is here. And I thought I would paddle out to here and back round to here. I was just doing it myself because I was up early. I think everyone was tired and fed up driving around. Anyway, it's a nice wee town in Youghal. There's a fishing boat. It must be low tide. So here I am at Youghal Pier. Youghal, I think it's pronounced Youghal. I'm going to pronounce that right. And this is just doing a bit of sort of covering bits that I didn't quite get done last time. So I headed out. I need to go to Ardmore Point. Basically, Ardmore is round to the left, and then Ballycotton's down to the right. So I'm just going to go out and do sort of a triangle today to cover that bit, which I haven't got done yet. Anyway, the wind's due to change, and I'm hoping just to get out and get some distance covered before the wind direction changes. I've probably got a few hours, 2 or 3 hours. So anyway, wish me luck. I'll be really glad to get this bit finished. I know, I look tired. It's like it's my holiday, but on the other hand, I mean, I've been working hard, doing my massage and yoga and everything, and then on my holiday, I'm up at first light and driving around the countryside and paddling for hours. It's not that relaxing. Anyway, here I am, Youghal, and paddling out from here. And it was lovely and scenic too, lovely town. It was very calm and flat, like it was lovely. This is heading out from the harbour. It was very smooth and calm. And very quiet. It's a Sunday morning and there's like not a soul around. And it's me paddling towards Ardmore. I think this was one of the wee beaches I was passing. There's people sleep sometimes. There's people camping and they're literally waking up and looking out and sea, and I'm paddling past. Sure they don't expect to see anyone. It looks lovely. Anyway, this is the pub. So last day, and I was like, right, let's just do some exploring. We're trying to figure out what we want to do, which involved no driving because there's tons to see around Cove. But we decided to go up to the top of the hill that the fisherman had been talking about, and we stumbled literally upon Camden Fort Myer. And this is some of the pictures from inside. Here we are, just walking in. We bumped into a lady and she goes, "Oh, you're in for a treat." And especially since that's the view. That's going in, especially since my son is so much into all the army stuff. Like little boys are. So this is us exploring around. This is what it would have been like in the fort. But I was mostly interested in the view because you could see exactly where I was paddling. That's across that was the bit that I was paddling across Cork Harbour. Here, look, all sorts of big, is that torpedo or something? And walking. I think they kept the gunpowder down here and they had to keep it really cool. So it was down here and really thick walls to prevent any disasters, explosions. The gun shed, cannons. Oh, Jack loved this bit. Just gone from tractors and trucks and cars to tanks, and so these are the tanks that he was looking at and walking around. It was pretty impressive, I have to say. For a fort, I definitely would recommend walking around, checking it out, and they were so friendly and nice, and there was no one around. So that's the mouth of Cork Harbour, which I had crossed. And it was all very interesting because, you know, during the Second World War, they'd actually put right across here over to the other side nets to prevent like the submarines coming through. And, you know, they had, that's what the fort was set up to. I'd imagine over the years. Yes, okay, Ballycotton to the left, Kinsale to the right. And good. I was pretty pleased with that crossing. It's like inside the fort. I would imagine over the years there'd have been a lot of different, you know, protecting invaders of all sorts coming in, whether it was like the Vikings or Nords or whatever. Here we go, more outdoor things. And you can walk down these steps. 191 stairs.
Oh, that's like 191.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this takes you right down to the water, which is the strange concrete things I saw when I was paddling past. Remember I was saying at the start, paddling past there, and I thought it looked, I was like, what is this for? But yeah, this was where they used to protect the harbour during the Second World War, particularly. And this is the view from the down at the waterfront, which I've obviously paddled across. More lovely flowers. And then see just about in the distance, there are a few ships out there. A lot of them look like they're maybe moored. And that's the map. That's inside the offices. And then outside, this was coming past one of the ferries. Now that was not as big as the cruise ship we saw on the first day. It was about 6 times that size. This was a lot smaller, but still, look how fast it goes. How fast it goes compared to a paddleboarder. You just don't want to get in the way. And going out, it's probably going slowly. If they're coming in, they're probably having to slow down. You know, they might have greater speed. So it takes me 15 minutes to do about a mile. And you'd imagine this would be a lot faster. Starting to pick up a bit of speed now. It's getting to the mouth of the harbour. Here, getting the engines going. Okay, so a bit more exploring around the museum. This was amazing here. This was all like model trains, model sets. It's amazing. Anyway, we really did enjoy it. It was lovely. And then we played a bit of golf. We always bring the golf clubs. This was Crosshaven Golf Course. Beautiful. Well, this was the pitch and putt. Just the pitch and putt. Concentrate. Jack just getting ready. He only got those clubs for Christmas and it was June that year, so he's just getting started. But I just thought while I'm paddleboarding, they could be golfing, and I'm just wandering around looking at the flowers. And this was beautiful old sort of stately house at the start and a lovely dinner. Went into Kinsale and had a lovely meal. The fish and chips, I have to say, were amazing. This was us in Kinsale. I thought this was interesting. Born in Kinsale in 1700, Parrot Anne Bonnet. A lovely town. Kinsale is gorgeous. You could spend a lot of time in here exploring. But now that looked nice. If we were without a child, we would have gone in there. And this is my friend Marion. We bumped into her. Well, we met up with her because she's in my online yoga group. So that was nice. So it was nice to catch up with her as well. So yeah, and that's it. These are all just a few videos of me during the route. So yeah, no, it was good. We are all done, and this is the end. Anyway, thanks for watching. That's the end of the Cork paddle and concludes all of the south of Ireland is now done. Yay!